Hello everybody, my name is Tom and welcome back to this Football Manager 2017 video with Honved. Now, since we last met in that first episode in the win versus Videoton, we've been on a roll. I expected us to be terrible this season and really struggle, but that hasn't seemed to be the case. So we beat the Videoton 4-2. We then went away from home and won 6-2. Eppel there scoring himself a hat-trick. We dominated the game, we dominated possession, we dominated everything. Ujpest just couldn't live with us. We then got a convincing 3-1 win at home. Going into half-time, we were terrible. We just couldn't get our foot on the ball. I think we barely had a shot on target. Changed a few things at half-time, told the lads I wasn't happy, made a few substitutions. I didn't make any substitutions actually, sorry. Just told the lads I weren't happy, changed a few instructions, and we went on to win 3-1. Then we got an unconvincing 1-0 win. Again, we dominated the ball. We probably should have been a lot more comfortable than what it was. We just couldn't seem to put the ball in the back of the net. And then we went away from home and got another 1-0 win. This was an absolutely dreadful game. As you can see down the bottom, there was absolutely no highlights in the entire game until the highlight after half-time, the booking, and our goal in the 80th minute. I can't even remember the goal. It was a free kick into Lovely. It was our only shot on target. That just tells you the quality of the game. And then after that 1-0 win, we got another 1-0 win away from home again against Pax. Is this the same game? This is the same game, ignore that. We then got a 1-1 draw. Another terrible game. We were probably the weaker side. But we managed to grind out a draw. Then we got another draw away from home. A game we probably should have won. We had chances upon chances. We just couldn't score. Slightly disappointing, but then again, I don't expect us to win every game. To be honest, I expected us to lose more than we were winning this season, which doesn't seem to be the case. And then last time out, we got a 3-0 win. Sorry, 3-0. A 5-1 win. We were absolutely dominated them. We dominated them so much that our defensive midfielder scored a hat-trick. That's all that really needs to be said, to be honest. And that leaves us top of the league with 20 points, 5 points clear of Ferran Carvos, who is going to be today's first sort of game. We are going to play 2 games today. We're going to play this game against the favourites to win the league, and then we're also going to take it through to the third of the way through the season point and play MTK. So the team's all set up. The team's been pretty standard, to be honest. I haven't felt the need to tinker with it. Most players have played every game, which is making quite a lot of the players that are not playing unhappy, which is fair enough, to be honest, and I should probably sort out their fitness. But we've been performing well, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's been my motto. So I don't expect anything from today's game, because we are playing the favourites to go up, and they just dominated the league for the past few years. Dominated the league. I said dominated the league. They won the league last year, but they are by far and away the best team in the league. Some of their players and some of the signings they made this summer were just absolutely unreal. We just cannot compete with their signing power at the moment. Hopefully, as the season goes on, that will change, because I would like to be able to sign a few more players, particularly in the centre-back region. I forgot to mention, actually, I did bring in a centre-back on loan, which I'll show you after this game. And say I've got a corner here, and that's gone straight through, and that is some terrible defending. Perhaps a suspicion of offside, I reckon, but the game hasn't given it, so we're going to take it as it is. Going 1-0 behind, which isn't ideal, to be honest. The game's just loading up here. This is my first game of the day, which is I don't know why I do this when I'm recording, but that's just the way it works. Oh, we headed it on, that's why. And Bode, poacher that he is, slams that into the middle of the net, and we are 1-0 down here. But we are dominating possession, which is exactly what I want to do. we've picked up an injury there and get him to half time, and then we'll take him off. I was going to tell them that I'm not happy with them, which probably is unfair. But the lads are buzzing. They thought it was a great team talk, and I'm not going to argue with them. No, it was better that way. Okay, let's get into the second half. Just take off the injured guy. Damage deal. Hopefully he's not out for too long, because we don't have a surplus of midfielders. But then again, it'll give someone else a chance to come into the fray. And hopefully pick up their match fitness and hopefully go on to help us. But we've got a throw in here. Botka to Vashley. Lands a farmer into Eppel, and Eppel's been on fire this season. Eppel, that's his 9th goal in, I think we've played 9th goal in as many games. He's just been incredible. He's been absolutely next level. The cross there is beautiful, and you can't really miss. If he had missed, I probably would have substituted him, to be honest. And we are back on level terms with the favourites to win the league. Since the last episode, our odds to win the league have significantly shortened. I think we were 450 to 1 last season. At the end of the last episode, I think we're on 100 to 1. If they've picked up a red card here, I imagine, so we're going to go straight into attacking, straight onto the front foot. Hopefully pick up this win. We're going to make a substitution because this winger's not having a good game, and we do have another winger on the bench, so it just makes sense to swap them around, just to freshen things up a bit, and hopefully he can have a better bit of joy against their right back. Hopefully get us in behind. Hopefully get us in behind Ferrin Kavaros. I'm going to go with Ferrin Kavaros. Vaslich into Longtingsley. Land Farmer. Hiddy. I can do Hiddy. Our player. Botka. Botka with the ball in. Oh, lovely ball. Great save. Absolutely immense save from their goalkeeper. We have got a corner, but corners are normally highlight killers, and that will be the end of the highlight. Unless Botka can recycle this, which you can't. And there endeth the highlight. Going to make another change here. Just bring on some fresh legs in the middle of the park. Hopefully so we can push on. And hopefully get this win, because to be honest, they do have 10 men. Tempted to going to go overload for the last 5. Hopefully we don't get caught out, because a draw here would not be terrible considering we are away from home against the by far and away the best team in the division. But Nagy here to Vasic, and they're going to clear it, and we're going to get caught out. Unless we can defend this out. Fantastic challenge there. And we're going to move forwards. Hollander here on the ball. He's going to move forward for... Oh, he should have passed it in there. Everyone's on short passing and shoot less, so why did he not play him in? If he played him in, that probably could have been a goal. Are we going to get a... Nah, he's offside. That's going to see out the first game of the episode, and to be honest, I'm quite happy with that. We keep our unbeaten streak, which is one of the most important things. We should probably be doing a lot better, but that does leave us still top of the league. We are now 5 points clear, and it's looking a lot better than I thought it would be at this stage of the season. So I'm going to get the interim games now. I'm going to bring you back for that game with MTK. Probably be around 20 minutes for me, but I shall see you in, well, a second. Right, welcome back everyone. The games have gone pretty well. This last game, we scored in 27 seconds, which I think, which is a record in the Division 1. You'd have thought, having scored within 27 seconds, we'd have won the game, but we didn't. Well, let's first talk about this cup game. It did what I expected. We were playing against an amateur team in the Hungarian lower divisions. I rotated the side a little bit. We did what was expected of us. We could have, to be honest, we should have been winning this much more comfortable, but I'd take a 3-1 any day of the week. Now back into the league. This game, we scored in the 27 seconds, straight from kick-off. We just got the ball, recycled it, Lancer Farmer, ran through, Eppel's in the middle, and he scores straight away. But then their goal, we absolutely battered them, and their goal is nothing but disappointed. The highlight started with us having a corner. We looked like we were going to recycle it. I thought this was going to be our second goal, but then it's a long ball up forward, and Nagy's got it here, and I'm thinking, excellent, right? Clear the ball upfield, we're going to get another chance. But he just decides to kick it straight to their player, and then our left back just heads it straight for their striker, and it's just it looks even worse in behind goal low. Let me show you in behind goal low. It's just one of those goals in Football Manager that always seem to happen. which is just really frustrating. So here's the start of our corner. Let me just slow this down. So they get the ball, right? They just lob it forward for their striker here, but he doesn't get onto it because Nagy picks the ball up, and then he just kicks it. He should be rolling it to him or looking this way, but he just lobs it forward for Balaz, I assume. They intercept it, and then this header back. I mean, what is that? And then he just can't really miss. And that was 1-1. I then tried to press forwards, but just look at the stats. We absolutely murdered them. We just couldn't get the win, which is disappointing. But we're still top of the league. We're 4 points clear now, which is a good thing because these guys obviously must have drawn. Oh no, they won. They won. But yeah, we're still 4 points clear. They're not doing very well in the Euro Cup, to be honest. I'm surprised they even made it to the group stage. What group are they in? They played 2, lost both of them 4-0. So I mean, what can you say? But yeah, let's get on into today's game. This is the team we're going to go with. Pretty much the standard team that we've been playing all season. Apart from Nagy, I feel like does he deserve to? No, he doesn't deserve to play. We're going to bring in this guy. We swapped those 2 around. Yeah, this is a team we're going to go with. Let me just first show you these players that I brought in on loan. I got in this guy from Jagadina. He looks quite good, to be honest. A good filler player. He's young, got some potential. Just a bit of cover on this left-hand side because if Balaz gets injured, we are a bit short. And then I brought in a centre-back. He's not the best in the world, but he's good at heading. He's just cover because if you're looking at our team report, we didn't really have that much cover in the centre-back areas. We don't have much cover in the left-back areas. We didn't have much cover on this left side, so I just wanted to try and strengthen that, which is what we did right at the end of the transfer window. So today's game we're playing against MTK, and that is going to take us a third of the way through the division because we play everybody 3 times just because of the number of teams in the league, which is a tad strange. I'm not sure how they're going to balance out home and away fixtures because obviously you're going to have 1 more home or 1 more away fixture. Oh no, you're not, because I cannot do maths. Oh no, yeah, you are. You are going to have 1 extra home and away fixture, so I assume that'll balance itself out next season. But that's something we should probably find out. It doesn't matter too much, because we seem to be so far, touch wood, we desks wood, fairly decent on the road. Watch me just jinx that, considering we're away from home today. Can't give these fans their money's worth. I don't know why that doesn't work. I said this in the whole entire of the battle. You'll probably get save. That I feel like go out and give the fans your best should really improve their mentality, but it doesn't seem to. But we're gonna stick with 2D, stick with the 3D highlights, speed it up a little bit. We are in our white. Are we in white? No, we're in yellow kit today. Lanza here to Botka. Botka with the ball in, and Eppel's in the middle, but he can't get there. Eppel again to Lanza Farmer has scored. We seem to score a lot of goals really early on in games. We scored 1 in 22 seconds in the last game. We scored this inside 5 minutes. Vasiljevic with the header. Eppel, short pass into Lanza Farmer, and the keeping. Well, the less said about the keeping, the better. The keeper should really be doing a lot better there, but I am not going to complain about that, because it's leaving us 1-0 up and getting a third of the way through the season, possibly unbeaten, which would be absolutely unbelievable. I said at the start of this save, I expected us to scrape through and just about avoid relegation. But it looks like we're going to be right in the mix for the European spots. I think 2nd and 3rd get into the qualifier, if I am not mistaken. But we've got a free kick here, which hits the wall, but we're going to recycle it, and we've just hit the post again. Something we do a lot. We seem to hit the woodwork a fair amount. We hit the woodwork 4 times in that last game. Possibly we need to look at getting better finishes so we can score more, but scoring hasn't been a problem. It's only been a problem in a few games this season. We tell the lads not to get complacent out there, and then just try and fix that guy who doesn't seem to like that. There we go. Tell them that they've been alright, that they can do better. And yeah, the save was going really well. 25 points. I did accepted 25 points at the 2/3 mark. It's really, this playing each other 3 times thing is really throwing me off because I'm used to playing in the European League, which is another reason why I wanted to do this save. It's just something completely different. I know Hungary are in the European Union, but they're not one of the main, like your Spains, your Frances. They're not a main European side, and I think it'd be quite good to hopefully bring them Hungarian leagues up into more prominence. Whether we can do that, if we have to do that, we're going to have to sell to teams in our division to make them better. But less about that, more about Lanzerfarmer scoring his second goal of the game. Eppel with a lovely ball through to Balazs, back to Eppel, and Eppel just slots it through for Lanzerfarmer, and the keeper's not going to stop that, and that is 2-0 away from home against MTK. I assume MTK stands for something, but I have absolutely no idea. Perhaps I probably should have searched that before I started the game, but hindsight is 2020 and all that. I'm going to bring on Nagy, just because it's on a yellow card. We don't want to be going down to 10 men. Balazs hasn't had the best game, so bring on Kostover, or we're going to bring on Hollander. We're going to bring on Hollander. Hollander's just that little bit more natural in the winger position. Kostover is better for Lanzerfarmer, but I'm not going to take Lanzerfarmer off when he's on a hat-trick. The dude I was considering selling at the start of the season, I am so glad that I didn't. He's been far and away our best player. He's the best player on the pitch. We've got a good keeper. We've got a good right winger. If we can improve the defence, I really think we can become a dominant force. I'm really going to try and pick up Hungarian players, or players that I wouldn't normally go for. It's too easy to go for the English players that I know of. I'm hopefully going to pick up some unknown players. Well, I say unknown, some people will know about them, but unknown to me, players that I wouldn't normally go for. Could do something different with Football Manager, because I always do the same saves, and to be honest, I have really been enjoying this save so far. And they're going to get a consolation goal here. They are going to get a consolation goal, but just in case, we're going to go to contain for the last 30 seconds, just so we can see this out. It's disappointing not to keep the clean sheet, but I'm not going to complain about a win away from home, and again keeping our unbeaten streak going, which is just absolutely unbelievable. To have not lost a game at this point when we were tipped for relegation. It's just absolutely unbelievable. I cannot believe the success that we're having. It will not last unless we do a Leicester. I would love to do a Leicester, win the league when we're supposed to go down. 500 to 1, I think the odds were. If you fancy a flutter, shove it on Honved. We're going to do big things this season. No, we're not. But I'm just going to. I'll continue one so we can play these Saturday games, and then we can assess what we're going to do next time out. So my assistant to do that press conference, cannot be bothered with that. Let's have a look at the social feed. I do enjoy this social feed, Malark. Chuffed with the win. Not convinced on the praise for Lanzerfarmer. He scored 2, but each to their own. Seeing a lot of praise for Lanzerfarmer tonight. Very decent performance. Lanzerfarmer was worth the match ticket price on his own. I agree with these two guys. This guy can go fuck himself. So I've just skipped out all the continuing and the saving. And Fenerbahce won their game in hand, which still leaves us 3 points clear at the top of the league at the third of the way through the season. You can see here Eppel is the second top scorer. We've got the best assist maker, top average rating. We're playing very well. I reckon we're probably going to do another 11 fixtures, which will probably again be MTK. Don't want to do that. Does that make sense? No, because we're playing MTK too many times. We'll do them. Pest, and then we can go through to the end of the season and probably play MTK. But if you have enjoyed today's episode, please do drop a like on the video. If you are enjoying the content on the channel, I'm really enjoying being back. Please do subscribe. It really helps me out. It really shows that people enjoy my content. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I have been Tom or Blaze FM. Speak to you next time. Goodbye.